Aloha, Ravi here. Thanks for coming. I am feeling happy with my little coffee this morning. Cheers to you. Abundant multiplying. Abundant multiplying. I did a really great video a couple months ago. I called it Happy Harvesting. Wow. And I did an amazing haiku last week, and I called it, you can see it on X, or maybe we should start one. Let's start one called Y. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. We should start a little thing called Y. Oh my gosh, that would be fun. Anyway, so it's about sowing and reaping, and let's just say abundant multiplying. Okay, abundant multiplying. That's like the direction, right? See, abundant multiplying, by trying to absolutely abundantly multiply. I mean, I was having a great chuckle with myself this morning because oh shoot, I can't play it because it's on this apparatus. Oh well, anyway, I was talking about that. Actually, I wrote a haiku about it, I think. If you ain't seeing at least 3, you're boxed in duality. In other words, there's the famous Greek word that anyone can understand if I say it even in Greek. Kubos means cube. Cube is what? 3. 3, 3, 3, right? It's like cube, like a square, but on another dimension. So the people that are stuck in duality, they're cubed into the inside of the box, as opposed to, that's why people say, think outside the box, right? The box is what? The little mental prison that we've got around our heads. That's duality. That's duality. Sure, I love the idea that there are contraries and polar opposites and antipodes and all the other, binary, whatever you want. I don't care. Two is a great number. 2 is a magical number. It really is. But, there's better. 3. I love 3s. Think in 3s. Even Tesla is apparently known for saying think in 3s and 9s and 6s, or 3s and 6s and 9s. So the fun part about 3 to 6 is we can go 3 plus 3, which keeps us in duality, or we can go 3 times 2, right? 3 times 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. That's change. But 3 times 2 is 6. But then we go 3 times 3 is 9, and that is a cube. So to get outside of duality, if just multiply 2 times 2 instead of saying 2 plus 2. Just start multiplying instead of adding. See where we can use multiplication as opposed to addition. And subtracting, my gosh. We're in a world that's geometrical, and it's got geometric progression, and it's compounding, and it's exponential. We do have some things that are finite, of course, but hey, if we're thinking like along the routes of Mr. X, Elon Musk, and his Tesla rockets, then we think we can go to Mars, and then it'd be fun to have like a real flat earther talk to Elon Musk, right? So, oh gosh, how are you going to get past the dome? I love all the stuff that's going on right now in the world. There's so many things pulling us in so many directions. And all of this thanks to the worldwide spider web. Spider web. Now, thanks to my travels all over the places on the planet I want to visit. I haven't been everywhere on the world. I've been around the world. Now, whether I went around the world like this or like this, I don't really care. I did, take one of these around the world tickets. Anyway, so I am very blessed to have been immersed in many countries and cultures. And I'm super blessed to have gleaned lots of little informations and datas from around the world. And so that's given me a different perspective on life. And as far as I see it, we were chased from the garden, apparently, right? Adam let Eve be tempted by the snake. Hey, hey. I mean, cause if we look at the scriptures nowadays, I mean, I don't know. I've never read the Bible, so I don't know. This is hearsay. But apparently it was like man was supposed to serve God, woman was supposed to serve the man, and we're all supposed to serve the divine, right? Something like that. I don't know. I didn't read this stuff. But apparently, since God gives man free choice, man gave woman free choice, and she flourished, right? It was like a little stick, right? God's the earth, and we're the little stick growing out of it, and then she flourishes, and she goes wild. She wants more and more and more, and that's fine. And you can see that happening today in today's world. Women want more. Women definitely want more. The problem is they're still in the testing state because they don't know what the hell they want. It's great. I get it. So the first thing I'm going to do is imitate. I mean, how did we learn language? We mimic, we imitate, right? And this is all part of the big morphic field that I talk about in other videos. Morphic. So speaking of morphic, I'm quite mosaic. So if it seems like I'm jumping around, I am. This is the way I think, see? I mean, I'm writing in like seriously, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 different notebooks at the same time. It's just how I operate. And I am so happy with the way I operate because I've been very blessed to meet several billionaires. I even got scolded one time because I used the word 69 when I was in a taxi with the billionaire. And so I got reprimanded afterwards. Ravi, you can't talk about 69 with the billionaire? You fucking nuts? You seen his wife? If you don't know what a 69 is, we're all in deep kimchi. Give me a break. Oh my God. Hey, I wish I had $1 billion just so I could buy a wife like that. Come on, give me a break. I'm teasing, of course. But you know what I mean? Let's get real. You hear some of these women on the Instagrams and all that. I want a man that makes at least $400,000 a year. Yeah, well, give me $1 billion and I'll get one that's like, she don't have to talk about it. She just is it, right? Is it? So anyway, this is like one of my little Ravi rants. But inside of the rants, there are some super nuggets because I'm like in this flow state, as they say. I feel blessed for the life that I'm able to lead. So I had this idea of talking about Adam and whatever happened in the garden, this whole apple story. Apparently we were chased and there was like an angel, a guardian angel, like who was guarding the gate with a sword, like get the out of here. So the way I see it, though, seriously, the way I see it, though, is because we imitate, right? I mean, we are not gods. Apparently, we're God-like. I mean, we're not... There's like a really cool saying from some Greek dude. It was basically, what are gods? Gods are immortal men. And what are men? Mortal gods. So we're not gods, right? But since God is omnipresent, and since... we were created in the likeness or in the image of the gods, then somehow we do have some bit of power, maybe a little bit more than we think. And the way I see it is the more advanced the being, the longer it takes us to grow and mature and become like kind of self-sufficient somehow. We're never self-sufficient. We always need each other. Remember that. But I mean, to be like autonomous. That's a better word, autonomous. We're not self-sufficient exactly because we absolutely always need each other, but we can become autonomous and sovereign. Okay, anyway, that's a beautiful 2 letters, by the way, A-S, autonomous and sovereign. Just don't add another S because you get screwed. Anyway, So this idea of being autonomous and sovereign, right? And if we imitate the gods because we were created in the likeness, right? If we were in their image, so we can imitate that image, God created the Garden of Eden. We were chased from the Garden of Eden, but wouldn't that be part of evolution? I mean, like our maturing process? I mean, we start out on the ground, basically. We're born. And this was a beautiful thing. When my son was born, I was super blessed that we stuck him on his mama's belly. A newborn boy climbed. Not even 10 minutes later, he's up there suckling already. Come on, dudes. We have an instinct. I tested this with my own son. So people say what they want, but hey, that's called survival, right? We got this survival instinct that's huge in us. Now, what were we doing back in the garden? We're just being, man. We were just being. Ain't this great? Come on. Is it possible we got bored? Did we need some distraction? Are we in distraction land right now? Oh, yeah, we're in distraction land right now. You know, apparently trees grow better if we trim them. Bushes grow fuller and thicker if we trim them. Do they need that? I don't know, but I'm just saying this is apparently what happens. Would it be time maybe now to pluck out and you know, kind of weed a little bit of all these distractions that we've fallen into? Because the way I see it, if we are to imitate because we are in the image of the divine, right? We were created in the likeness, so we're supposed to probably somehow mimic that. Wouldn't that mean if God created paradise for us and we were chased, we were expelled, right? That it's also an opportunity for us to, once we leave that Eden behind, at least we got a flavor of what that's supposed to be like, right? That was imprinted on us somehow. So wouldn't it be nice if we can now go out and create our own special little paradise? I mean, an environmental Eden to our liking? The way I see it is, like I said, I'm very blessed to have been as many places on the planet that I really, really want to go to. I'm very lucky to have already been. There's still some more I'd like to see, but the essential stuff, you know, like the Pareto's Law 80-20 stuff, I got that 20% living 80% in me. So there's still now 80% effort to go see the last 20%, something like that. So I'm very blessed and thankful for the life that I'm living. And since I am so thankful, I feel blessed because, hey, this lifetime and this period of transition that we're in right now, whatever is going on in this crazy game or rat race or simulation or, you know, on this world stage, as Shakespeare said, we're all thespians, right? So whatever is really going on here, I'm feeling blessed to enjoy it. And I would really like to meet up with other people, fellow, you know, human travelers, fellow beings that are not just bored with their existence, that are actually thriving and alive and enjoying this reality. Hey, this is an amazing life. So I would like to meet up with some other people doing that. In the meantime, I do try and inspire, even if it's incrementally, because incrementally does add somehow to the compounding, to the exponentiality of life. And in our exponentiality is where I feel that we find our potentiality, right? Our potential. So, oh, there's battery problems. So one of the other interesting things is that I have been studying marketing. Yeah, I've got like 12 marketing books right here, right by me. All 2023 to implement in 2024. So I've got my YouTube channel back. I'm going back on. I'm very thankful that for the last 15 years, the videos that I did do, they were all positive and kind of intemporal because I was always talking mainly about gratitude. So, hey, I know I have this tendency to be somewhat avant-garde, and that's fine too. I'm just thankful. So I shot a video back in, I've shot a few cool videos in Vegas, actually. But one of them was the Gratiteers challenge, where I invited people to every day for 40 days. All right, every day for 40 days, right? This is a whole book full. All right. Anyway, this is a whole book full of me writing gratitude every day. I can miss a day, skip a day once in a while. That's possible, right? I get right back to it though. And the reason that I wanted to invite people in the beginning to do 40 days of gratitude, because I figured that'll help them initiate a couple things. One of the things was, and I need a video editor that could help me kind of splice my old videos with what I could add to it now, because people say, oh, that was theory or whatever. I'm like, no, I was already living it. As a matter of fact, when I wrote in my books, I only wrote once I already lived it. My first book, called Pay Yourself First, that I talked about saving the first 10% of everything you earn, that first book, I let it sit in a flippin' drawer for 5 years before I pulled it out, polished it off, and published it, right? And that's because I had talked about the beauty of a sabbatical, but I had not yet taken a sabbatical, even though I had already taken off several times 6 months out of the year. I had done at least 5 times 6 months off, which is easily more than a sabbatical, but I never did an actual sabbatical. So when I finally did do the actual sabbatical and lived it, and actually it was a 3-year sabbatical, but I'm kind of slow. So anyway, when I did, then I could finally write about the beauty of it. And that's why when I started doing my videos in 2008, I'd already lived as much as I needed to live to get to that point. I'm at a different point now, 15 years later. Thankful for it. Still super grateful. But this is the beauty of it, see? That's why that video called the Gratiteers Challenge. Writing every day what we are thankful for, what we can appreciate, what we're grateful for. Wow. The whole idea of the challenge was that if we did it every day for 40 days, we would break down, like literally on the ground, with tears of joy. That's why I call them Gratiteers. Open up them tear ducts for joy. Men shouldn't cry, but allowing tears of joy flow out? Hell yeah. But don't cry, guys. Come on. Men don't cry. Anyway, so the idea of Gratiteers, right, is to have tears of joy. And it's a beautiful thing, because with it tends to come, if we keep it up, like a wave of gratitude. I mean, like, boom, like, I've been on the beach sometimes and I got whacked by waves, right, in the beach. And I laugh about it. It's fun. And sometimes we get hurt, whatever. But on the gratitude waves, I mean, these huge ass waves of like joy and gratitude, and actually being able to taste the bliss. Wow. It floors us in a beautiful way, because when we hit the deck kind of, and we get back up, wow, we are like somehow upgraded. And when that happens a few times, we're up-leveled. And when we're up-leveled, we're living on a new plateau. A new plateau. And I am so thankful for all these different plateaus that I've hit. And I'm just trying to spread the joy. So be the gift. I'm Ravi.